everybody. Welcome to Sweet Talk with Auntee Shugah. I am Auntee Shugah, and this is Sweet Talk with Auntee Shugah. This week's episode during Women's History Month, we are talking about Black women in finance. Now, why are we talking about Black women in finance? Because I'm a Black woman and because I'm discussing finances. But the truth is, tonight's episode is about all finances. Finances, not just for women, but for all women, not just for women, but for men. We're going to talk a little bit about budgeting. We're going to talk about income. We're going to talk about pretty much anything and everything to do with financial literacy this evening. So I want to welcome you all to Sweet Talk with Auntee Shugah. Sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. I always like to preface my show with saying, this show isn't for kids. You might hear some spicy language. But the truth is, tonight's show, because it's about finance, I think your kids can listen to this. What better way to teach our next generation about financial literacy than for us to teach them how to budget? What better way to learn how to live in today's economy than to learn how to budget? This week's question with Sweet Talk with Auntee Shugah was, how often do you budget? Do you budget weekly? Do you budget monthly? Do you budget annually? Do you only budget for expenses like vacations, right? You just want to put a little bit extra to the side. I personally can say that I look at my outgoing quite often. I mean, I budget everything, including grocery stores. And there's also different types of budgeting. Once again, there's more than one way to put money away and to the side and to save for special occasions. So all of that will be covered in tonight's topic. Once again, tonight's topic is about Black women in finance. And I'm so proud and I'm so happy to share this with you all this evening. Thank you so very much for tuning in live here tonight on Facebook, live on Instagram, and live on YouTube. Put in your comments, your questions, and your concerns, and I'll read them right here live. So if at any time I'm going a little bit too fast for you, or maybe you don't really understand the terms of tonight's conversation, send me a message and I'll slow down and I'll stop and I'll help explain it to you a little bit better. Okay? But we seriously need to have this conversation in our community. Black women, we both know that we have one of the fastest and highest growing home ownerships in this country. We know that we have one of the fastest and highest growing businesses in this country, especially after the 2019 stay-at-home pandemic era. So we really need to learn how to budget and plan for our future and our children's future. Let's get into it. Why talk so in-depthly about women in finance, especially Black women in finance? Well, women, there's been a lot of conversations online. We embody the persistence and the resilience of a career during the day, family during the evening, or maybe a career during the evening and family during the day. There are all kinds of preconceived notions of what women can and should be able to achieve. Whether you're being told that on the job, as far as reaching the glass ceiling, whether you're being told that in your family situation, in your home, or maybe by other friends who don't want to achieve the goals that you have or that you plan on achieving. We're being told that there's so many ways for women to champion, new and innovating things, especially when it comes to diversity, especially when it comes to different various industries across the world, and especially in the United States. I mean, if you don't know by now, the United States practices capitalism. If you don't understand what capitalism is, look it up. You should. That's not like that around the world. Not every other country practices capitalism. It's supposed to be, for the lack of better words, since I don't have a definition, the idea of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and making yourself something out of nothing. Truth be told, the richest man in the world doesn't have a college degree. Neither does Bill Gates. Neither does Jeff Bezos. Elon Musk didn't go to college. The richest people in this country, they inherited their money. The Rockefellers inherited their money. The Johnson family inherited their money. The DuPonts inherited their money. So just because you get a good education doesn't automatically equate to you climbing up the financial ladder in this country. You really can pull yourself up by your bootstraps, but that's a hope and a dream and a wish for women of color, for people of color. Um, so we begin to start creating a strict budget in order to do that. I want to start out today with a little something special for my viewers, because when I say budget, I don't want to confuse people. I don't want to scare people. I don't want to turn people off, but I want to be informative, because this show is not just about informing you, but we should have a little fun with it. So what should a budget be and what shouldn't a budget be?
Why are we aspiring? Why are we working so hard? What is the American dream? We're a democracy rooted in capitalism and free enterprise. We're the largest economy on the planet. Well, you can't be there's never been a world leader that wasn't an economic leader. So if we want to continue to be the opinion maker and the thought leader in the world, the true north, the light on the hill, we got to continue to be economically prosperous. And it's pretty amazing that out of 8 billion people on the planet, this little country with 350 million people, give or take, is kicking out $21 trillion of GDP a year. That's 30 million businesses and 3 million black businesses and women who are starting businesses at a rate faster than anybody else since the pandemic. Well, it's any time since before 2004. All that's financial literacy. All that is understanding how the system works. You know, it is a miracle what we've created here, but we can screw it up.
That is Mr. John Hope Bryant. He has a website, The Hope Project. He offers free credit counseling. You don't have to pay a dime. It's how I fixed my credit. It's how I bought my home. I fixed my credit in 6 months using his method and using his counselors for free. That's a little tidbit from me to you. That's for us to learn from each other, right? I'm dropping jewels tonight so that someone might be listening and be able to fix their credit and be able to get out of that rut that they are stuck in. The budgeting part of it is the difference between your income, right, and your monthly expenditures. Budgeting also is how much you need to survive, right? So when you think about those things, how much are you bringing in? How much do you need to survive? You want your money to work for you. You want to invest, and you want to invest wisely. But you have to do that by considering essential purchases. And how do you consider an essential purchase? You have to decide what you want versus what you need. So we're going to call this next segment the splurge and the saving. You have to prioritize your budget, right? You have to prioritize housing. Housing is a need. A roof over your head is a need. Electricity, lights, that's a need, right? That is essential. your income versus your outgoing, your monthly expenditures. Look at it, be open minded, right? I don't want anybody to feel like I have to create a strict budget. You have to weigh your individual choices, right, to achieve a bigger goal. So in budgeting, just remember that's the priority. I am weighing my individual choices to achieve a specific goal, right? The choices between I'm going to go to Dunkin' Donuts every day and spend $5 on coffee, or can I save that $5, buy some instant coffee, maybe spend money, buy myself a coffee maker, make my own coffee and take it with me. I could go to lunch every day and buy out, or I could pack my lunch and take it with me. I could splurge on a shopping spree with the girls, or I can go to a thrift store, a really nice vintage thrift store. I can go to a flea market. I can catch things on sale. Not only can I catch things on sale, I can clip coupons. Everybody gets those things in the paper every week. I mean, they're like several pages long, right? I mean, they just stuff them in your mailbox. Sometimes you can get them on somebody else's lawn. They leave them there so long, right? Take the time to go through it. Ladies, if you want to buy makeup, they got makeup coupons in there. You could take them to the store. Manufacturer coupons always work, and they always accept them. They're still accepting them. Don't sell yourself short. If you can budget for a vacation, if you can budget for furniture, large purchase items, you can budget for your needs, such as housing, maybe school, daycare for your children. Those are the choices that you're making while you're budgeting. You still want to have a little fun. And as you know, Auntee Shugah is all about the soft life. So, how do you go about living a soft life while you're on a budget? That's the soft life on a budget. I can go to an expensive lunch or an expensive dinner. You know, I like myself some sushi. Instead of going to a movie at full price, go during a matinee. Instead of going to the restaurant that's 5 star during a regular week, especially during a weekend, wait. Every city has restaurant week. Every city. Restaurant week. $25, $35 for an expensive restaurant. 4 star, 5 star restaurant week. Look it up. It's in every city. Taking a walk in the sunshine. It's good for you. It's healthy. You get into vitamin D. Reading a good book and taking your mind off of the stress of the day. That's soft life. If you got a bike, ride it. If you got some skates, put them on. Do something for yourself, right? I know we like to go get our nails done and we like to go get our feet done, and that's a part of the soft life. That's a part of taking care of ourselves and maintenance. I challenge you. Remember during the pandemic when shops weren't open and we had to be innovative and we had to be creative and we had to learn how to take care of those things ourselves? I'm sure you still have those things laying around in the closet. A lot of that stuff sold on Amazon for cheap. Those nice foot baths, or maybe get yourself your own self care mask, a collagen mask or a retinol mask. Maybe create your own in the house. You got a little baking soda, got a little apple cider vinegar, put it in some hot water, soak your feet for a little bit, get that dead skin off, and start scaling it away. Live the soft life, but on a budget. It's possible. It is truly possible. Make your money work for you while you're on a budget. Because, see, only you know what the choices you have to make are between spending and splurging. That's what it's all about. You have a life that you want to live, things you want to do, right? But how are you going to get to that goal? You got to plan, you got to strategize, and you might have to do a little sacrificing, just a smidge, right? But we always know that there is more than one way to get things done. And just because you have a budget doesn't mean that you can't have a system to your budget. So let's get ourselves a system. Let's have a budget system. Let's see what a budget system look like. Are you going to use, some of us are computer literate. Are you going to use Google? Google has a really nice app that you can budget. You can put your household items in, right? Google also has, um, well, if you don't use Google, because, I don't want to plug anybody, but there's Excel sheets. You might be like me. You might like old fashioned pen and paper. Or you might just want to get old fashioned pen and, what do you call it? Like a board, like a whiteboard, and write down exactly what you want, your goal. And so you can see it achieved every month. I challenge us all to analyze our budget system, analyze our fixed variables, our fixed expectations versus our variable expectations. I challenge us all. Um, write down what you need versus what you want. Write down your goals. Give yourself a date and a time, whether it's going to be weekly, monthly. Find out how much you have coming in and figure out how much is going out. Be smart with your money. Make your money work for you. Find out something that you can invest in, even if it's $5, so that when you sleep, you make money in the evening. Analyze your expenses. As you can see, those are some fixed expenses: rent, mortgage, your water bill, your cable bill, right? Those are fixed. What are the variable expenses? Let's take a look. Now, you say to yourself, why is groceries a variable expenses? You know why? Because prices at the grocery store go up. At one point in time, eggs were like $6 a pack, maybe $12, right? Why is childcare a variable expense? Well, your child gets a little bit older, costs a little bit more, right? Gas at the gas station, it's a variable expense. You don't know what they're going to charge at the gas pump before you get there. Some days it's $3, other days it's $5. If you live on the West Coast, it might be $7 or $9. You don't know. That's the difference between a fixed expense, right? Knowing exactly how much your mortgage is, and a variable expense, right? You don't know what it's going to cost you for childcare when your kid gets a little bit older, or at the gas station this week because prices have went up because it's Memorial Day, or it's a birthday party. You want to give somebody a gift, or maybe a gift card. You don't know what they want, or maybe it's your birthday. Maybe you want to splurge for your birthday, or maybe it's a trip. You want to plan for a vacation, a cruise, right? Those are variable. Variable means that the prices might change. And if the prices change, things change. That's the difference between a fixed expense you can count on your money going to that every month versus something that may change. Pet expenses. Do you have a snake? Do you have a guinea pig? Do you have a cat? Do you have a dog? What if your dog gets sick? What if your cat needs shots? What if your guinea pig dies? What if your snake needs more rats or mice or whatever they eat? That's a variable expense. Fish. You got to clean a fish tank. You got to buy fish food. You might have to buy a certain kind of fish to clean the tank with. Pet expenses are variable expenses. They change based on the animal, especially if you got an exotic animal. If you have one of those Malamutes or a monkey, right? Your pet expenditure is going to be way more expensive. So budget accordingly. What is the fixed variable, right? My mortgage, my rent, my car note versus the grocery store, the gas station, the pet, maybe shots, maybe the kids, right? A birthday. Know the difference and budget and plan accordingly. Because to be honest, this entire show about finances, it shouldn't be difficult. It shouldn't be a hard decision to have with our kids. It shouldn't be a conversation that we can't have with each other. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sick of hearing that stupid talking point of high value. If I hear that stupid talking point one more time, holy smokes. All of us are literally sometimes living from paycheck to paycheck. There are millionaires. There are people that make $100,000 a year. 6 income individuals that literally are living paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because they are living in heavily populated states where the price of rent or the price of a mortgage or the price of food or the price of gas have literally exceeded their budget every month. So they have to move to other states, right? That don't necessarily cost that much. We all know that DC is expensive to live in. It's Washington, DC. It's the US capital, like of course it's going to be expensive. New York, one of the most expensive cities in the world to live in. It always tops the Forbes magazines. It's not just expensive for the United States of America, it's expensive for the world. California. Huh. Are you kidding me? Go try to buy a bottle of water in that desert land. No way. No way. And then we have other states that are more economical. Alabama, Mississippi, Missouri. You have other states. Illinois, Ohio. They might not be as heavily populated, but they might be a little bit more economically friendly. A lot of the people are living within their means, and some people are living above their means. Do you ever watch those silly shows like Real Housewives or Basketball Wives? Not everybody can afford those vehicles and those nice houses. A lot of that stuff is rented. Not everybody can afford that jewelry. I wanted to have this conversation today because I wanted us to start really having a serious conversation. about what it looks like to live in today's economy. We're not in a recession. No, we're not. But we're not as bad as we were during the pandemic. I do miss those stimulus checks. I don't know about you, but I do miss those stimulus checks. However, we have a homeless situation. We have the working poor. We have people that live paycheck to paycheck. And this all boils down to the fact that we are living in a capitalist society. One way to combat this is to learn how to budget. To budget means to live within our means. Once again, the definition for budgeting is to literally take the opportunity to realize what you have coming in every month, right? Your income, and you're weighing your individual choices towards a bigger goal, whatever that is. You want to buy a house, you want to buy a brand new car, right? You have to send your kids to college. Maybe you want to get some work done on your house. Maybe you want to go on vacation. Maybe you're going to budget. You are going to decide to create yourself a strict budget, a strict rule around your money, your income that's coming in, and then make choices. Each time you're going to consider those non-essential items for purchase. You have to decide what you want, i.e., the latte or the pizza, versus what you need. Do you need that vacation? I don't know about you, but I need that vacation. Do you need new furniture? I don't know about you, but I need new furniture. Do you need a new home? I don't know about you, but I need a new home. You want to take those variable expenditures and see if you can cut down on a few. Is there a way that you can still have that latte if you make it at home? Maybe, possibly. Think about it. Can you still have that latte if you make it at home? Or something close to it? Or can you make yourself something all new and creative? Can you still have your nails done the way you want if you did it yourself? Are you that creative, or do you know somebody that is that creative? Is there a self-help book? Hey, Google University. You can learn how to fix stuff. You can learn how to build stuff. You can know how to make stuff. I'm pretty sure there's somebody that teaches how to do self-care, home edition, self-facials, self-pedicures. I'm pretty sure there is a way, ladies, that we can still live this soft life on a budget in order to achieve a larger goal, whether it's to be the millionaire that we all want to be, to go on that vacation, to take that trip, to buy a house, to put our kids through college. Budgeting is the difference between your income and your monthly expenditures. This is how much I got coming in, and this is how much is going out the door. That's the difference in a budget. It shouldn't hurt, because honestly, you're figuring out how much you need to survive. And when you think about it that way, I would definitely want to make my money work for me. Hands down. I mean, you're more likely to invest especially if you invested wisely. I mean, if you want to become financially independent, that's my goal. I don't know about you guys, but I'd love to be financially independent. And in order to become financially independent, You got to close that wealth gap. You have to make sure that your finances work for you. Close that wealth gap and make yourself secure financially. That's what budgeting does. There's no way when you keep that in mind, when you're making those choices over that latte, over buying those $6 eggs, just go with the cheaper ones. It's an egg. Nobody will know the difference, right? Over buying brand name. I don't have on Gucci. I don't have on Prada. I don't have on Chanel. I don't have on Louis Vuitton. I don't have on Ralph Lauren Polo. I don't. And if I do, I bought it at the thrift store and I got a good price. No, it's not this season. It's last season. It's the season before. I don't know. Right? I got a fur coat. They got it off of somebody's thrift store rack, but it's still a fur coat. Right? Those are the choices that you might want to think about making when it comes to budgeting, when it comes to splurging, when it comes to spending, right? Because you want to make sure that those fixed variables are secure. You have a place to rest your head at night. You have a vehicle to get to your job in the morning. You have the internet. You have lights. You have heat. You have all of those things. That's your fixed variable. So find a way to take those fixed expenditures, right, and solidify those. And then take those variable expenditures and cut back a little bit. Maneuver it, change it, make different choices because you only live once. Hey, budgeting will make you want to fight yourself. Budgeting and planning and making those choices, you will want to fight yourself because it is a fight. It's a mental battle. It's a financial battle. You're going to be tired. You're going to want to splurge. You really are. You really are. But the truth is, you only live once. So why not live the best life you can? Why not enjoy it? Over here at Sweet Talk with Auntee Shugah, we are focusing on our soft life era. We are focusing on our money. We're focusing on budgeting. We're focusing on self-care. We're focusing on self-love. We are focusing on family because that's what we do. It's Women's History Month. And as a woman, we tend to balance the demands of a career, of family. That's typical for the average woman, the average Black woman. And so, in the spirit of us taking the time out to balance our books at home so we can live the life that we want to live, take a good hard look at planning a budget out for your week, for your month, and do it regularly and do it often. It's springtime. You're going to see a lot of flowers blooming. The sun is out a lot longer. You might want to go out there. You might want to enjoy this. Right now it's a little chilly, but it could change. It might not be chilly all the time. And we both know that you want to bring out that summer wardrobe. What worked last year might not work this year, You might want to splurge on a new outfit. Consider that to be a variable expenditure. Do you really need it? Is this a choice that you have to make? Right? And if it is a choice that you have to make, where can you make your money work for you? Where can you get that outfit at a good price? Right? Um, there's another holiday season coming up. We just left St. Patty's Day last Sunday. We're still in the Ramadan season. It's a full month, but Easter will be here right before you know it. And some in the Christian faith like to call it Resurrection Sunday. There's going to be a lot of cooking, a lot of ladies with fancy hats, Easter dresses for the kids, a lot of planned activities afterwards, maybe some Easter egg hunts. Auntie Shugah will be doing a little something special for next week for Easter. But it's all in the budget, and it's all in how you do it. You can be creative, you can be innovative. Look at it as a challenge. Look at it as balling on a budget. I know you guys heard that before. I didn't create it. So why not? Why not try to ball on a budget this spring season? Because see, right after Easter, you know, there'll be some more things coming up. There'll be Mother's Day. There'll be Cinco de Mayo. Those are all variable expenditures. You want to buy the flowers. You want to get the candy. You want to go out for drinks. Variable expenditures. Budget and plan accordingly. Because you got big plans. You got big plans to increase your credit score. You got big plans to come out of debt. You got big plans to become debt free, to defeat the odds. So you're going to weigh those individual choices against your goals. Right? Do you have to go to a fancy restaurant? Or can you make a nice meal at home and eat to your heart's delight? Does it have to be a designer outfit from an expensive store? Can you clip a coupon before you go to that grocery store? You get the papers. They come in the mail. They're in your mailbox. If not, take it off your neighbor's step. They probably don't want it. Let's balance the demands of your career and your family. But let's do it while balancing our budgets. We can do this. We can shatter these preconceived notions that we are not worth the investment. We are worth the investments. We're investing in our own self reliance. We're investing in our own goals to achieve, to be financially independent. I don't know about you, but I've heard the chatter of Congress raging against the working class, wanting to increase the retirement age to in the mid to late 70s. I don't want to do that. So if I can't fight the new bills that they come up with in order to increase the age of retirement because someone is going to vote for it, then I'm going to exercise my right to become financially independent. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to take a serious look at my budget every chance I get. And I'm going to weigh my options. I am going to make serious creative choices about where my dollar is going once it gets to my pocket. I am going to make my dollar work for me. I am going to make my dollar count. I'm going to use it wisely. Every dollar has a purpose. Say it with me. Every dollar has a purpose. Are you going to invest it? Are you going to save it? Are you going to spend it? Are you going to splurge with it? That's what your dollars do. They work for you. That's how you make them work for you. You invest them, you save them, and you spend them wisely when you do choose to spend. And I'm not saying that this has to hurt. I'm saying that you're going to make choices. And these various choices across several industries that you're going to make, be smart about it. You know what you are getting every month, what's coming in. So only you can decide what's going out. But when you make that dollar go out the door and invest in it, invest it in your community. We talked about that during Black History Month. Invest in your community. If you're going to invest in a Black business. Spend your money with a Black business owner. So that money can come back to a Black family, to someone that looks just like you, to someone's family that needs it just like you, that's fighting the same fight that you are to battle the capitalist society. So we can all come out of this together on top. So we can all have financial literacy. So we can all be financially independent. I hope and pray that you guys listened and learned and read some of the information here tonight. And take me up on some of these challenges that we have coming up here in the future. What's really considered to be a necessity? What's a variable expenditure? Is it necessary? Do you need it? Make that difficult choice because your goal is to be financially independent. I hope it is anyway. That's what I'm looking forward to. Generational wealth, financial independence, a better future for my kids, for my family, a better future for you, a better future for my people, a better future for my culture. Hope that we learn the difference between a fixed expenditure, a necessity, versus a choice over a variable expenditure. How to invest and invest our dollars wisely and make them work for us. If you have to make a strict budget, do it within your means. Each time, consider your non essential purchases, especially when it comes to that. I gotta have it. It's so cute. I just gotta get it. I just gotta buy it. That's called impulse buying. I could do a whole episode on impulse buying. We impulse buy a lot. I'm hungry. Let me get those bag of chips. This looks so cute on the baby. Let me get that. Going to mega stores, box stores, Walmart, and Target. You go down one aisle. Oh, that's okay. I gotta get. Oh, that by the time you get back to the aisle to check out, you got $200 of stuff in the cart, and you only came in there for one thing. You came in there for paper towels. You leave out with an outfit, some detergent, a Swiffer, some earrings, a purse, 2 pairs of shoes, some groceries in the freezer aisle. You've left Target with almost everything in each aisle, so especially when you go in and they got that $5 section. You know what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. That $5 section right there in the Target. When you walk in, they hit you as soon as you walk through the door. That is variable expending. That activates that impulse buying. Oh, that's so cute. And it's Easter time. Let's get that. Oh, it's so great. It's Halloween. Let's get that. Oh my God, it's Mother's Day. I got to get that. Oh, my girlfriend would love those. Let me get that. Oh, that's gonna look so cute on the baby. Oh, this is for the kids in the school. And school's about to start. Let me get that. That's what it's there. It's there to entice you. To take that extra money that you're saving to put away to accomplish a goal. And we fall for it every time. And before you know it, that $5 aisle, we looped around it 3 times. And we got 5, 6 different things in our cart just from that alone. And then if you go to, Target or Walmart, and they got one with the food court there, and you smell the fries or the pizza, and you're hungry. Now you done did this shopping, and you're going to stop and you're going to get a little something extra to eat. It's all designed to entice you to get your extra coin flow that you have coming in, your reserve cash, something you've tucked away. That's what it's there to do. Budgeting challenges you to stick to what you need versus what you want, to control your impulse buying. Budgeting challenges you to do that. It shouldn't hurt. I say that with love because it's the difference between your income versus your monthly expenditures. You need health care. You need it. You need copay money for your doctor's appointment, right? You need your rent money. You can't spend your rent money. Where are you going to live? Come on. Like, that's easy. Don't go spend your money your rent money with the Girl Scouts. Leave the Girl Scout Mafia right there at the front. Bypass them. Oh, you look so cute in your uniform. And here come their mothers. It's only $3.50 a box. Don't do it. Don't fall for the trap. I know they look cute with their little hats and their little sashes and their little vest. It's a trap. It's a trap. That is the Girl Scout Mafia. They are set up to get in your pockets. That $3.50 you need. Do not do it. I don't care if they offer you to pay through Zelle, through Square, through Cash App, through Venmo. Don't fall for it. It's the Girl Scout Mafia. And they are there to take your extra variable expenditure money. Don't do it. If you get that call from your family member in prison, I know you want to answer that call. I know you want to help them out. Weigh that choice. Now, I don't want nobody boycotting Sweet Talk with Auntee Shugah from the prison. I know I'm going to get some hate mail. The email is aunteshugah@gmail.com. Once again, it's AUNTEE@gmail.com. Listen, these are all things that happen to us that we're being completely honest about. Family members do call from prison. They do need some help. Sometimes they run out of, I like to call it, you got too much month at the end of your money. Those are for people that are living from paycheck to paycheck. Like, I can't wait to get paid because I need some gas in my tank. I can't wait to get paid because I got to put some groceries in this house. Do so-and-so have a little extra temporary assistance for needy families? Because I need a little temporary assistance for this needy family. If you know what I mean. Um, Budgeting helps you focus on your need to survive. What do you need to survive? How much do you need to survive realistically, right? What is the difference between your income and your expenditures? Black women, if you want to be financially independent, if you want to close this wealth gap, if you want to have a secure future financially, take what this topic of this show is, which is Black women in finance. Do your research. Listen to what I'm saying. Find someone that can help you fix your credit score, such as Mr. John Hope Bryan from the clip earlier this evening. Go back, read the clips from tonight about what is considered to be a splurge versus what is considered to be saving when it comes to spending. Analyze your expenditures every month. Learn how to create an environment where you focus on your needs versus your wants. Avoid the traps. Avoid the need to fit in. Avoid the need to focus on fitting in with the Joneses. Everybody else is wearing Chanel. Everybody else is wearing Gucci. Everybody else has got a $500 bust down 40-inch weave. Everybody else. Everybody else. What are your goals? You only live once. In this day and age, I want to talk to you, last but not least, Black women in finance. When you talk about the idea of financial independence, I want to introduce you to some ladies that are currently fighting for Black women and the ideals and the principles and the rights that we have to have financial freedom. Those ladies are based out of the Atlanta area in Georgia, and they have something called the Freedom Fund. Um, they are working diligently to provide loans up to $20,000 for minority business owners. They would like to see financial freedom. Um, Minority business owners are the least to get financial donations from venture capitalist society. If you want to start a business, if you want to start a podcast, if you want to start a crochet business, if you want to start a beading business, if you want to start all these businesses that we've been starting since the pandemic, Black ladies, if you want to start a cooking business, if you want to start a brick and mortar, if you want to get a food truck, if you want to make wigs, if you want to have your own makeup business, if you want to, I mean, we are so creative and we are so innovative. We can do this. We don't have to just work 9 to 5 until we reach that glass ceiling. We can start our own businesses, and we have done it. And we are on the rise, and we are doing it, and we are balancing work, family, business, and finances. But this particular group of women started this freedom fund because they want to be able to donate to minority businesses, and they want venture capitalists to be able to see them. We're out here making shea butters and coconut butters and oils, and you see it. I posted. I personally purchase from Black owned businesses, and I do it on purpose because that's where I want my money to go back to, because I want to give back to my community. Um, but they need funding. They need funding for their products. Um, it costs us more in our community. And then they also need funding for advertising, and they need funding for shipping and distribution. And banks are not quick to loan Black owned businesses money. So venture capitalists got together, right? Some of the big names like JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, Citibank, they got together and they decided during the pandemic that they were going to give back. And I applaud them for that. These ladies are under attack. They're being literally told that this is reverse discrimination. How dare you decide to give finances towards minority owned businesses? White people should be able to get these finances too. We're already the least to get the money anyway. Well, now they're taking the fight all the way to the Supreme Court. Black women in finance, do some research. Look at the freedomfund.net. They're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they're on YouTube. Just look and see if you have your own business, if you want to support someone's business. Be the change you want to see, be the voice you want to hear. Support your people, have them support you. Learn how to budget, learn how to create a smaller gap in this wealth gap of this capital society. Figure out what is a want versus a need and close that gap. And duke it out with yourself, right? Have those difficult conversations, make those difficult choices. And as always, happy Women's History Month. I look forward to seeing you guys here every Wednesday at 8 o'clock p.m. As always, you can reach me at every platform: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Threads, and TikTok at Auntee Shugah. AunteeShugah. I am Auntee Shugah, and it's a sweet talk with Auntee Shugah. Stay financially literate.